So 5 and 10 Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Those Two Geeks. My name's Alex. His name's Joe. It's the 22nd of July today. I don't know exactly when this is coming out, but it is. We're in the middle of San Diego Comic-Con, and there's a ton of news to talk about. And I'm sure you're getting a ton of news everywhere, especially given the fact that by the time this actually comes out, San Diego Comic-Con should be over. So we may do a shorter show today in terms of our recording, and then pick it up again in a week so we can talk about the rest of it. That's probably what we're going to do. So expect a part 1 and a part 2. Yeah. I mean, that's the theory, right? But
that's the theory, and we always know that never goes. So.
Exactly. So you'll find out about the midway point of this show if we actually did that, or if we spent the entire episode talking about the toys that came out, and then next week we'll finish up the reaction to the show. So we'll go, but we're going to try and do a motor pace today because there's a ton to talk about, and we have very little space in our show as far as we're aware. Exactly. Right, so I'm just going to jump straight into the Legends stuff because I think that's what.
Yeah, I think that's where most of our listeners and viewers and yourself would fall into. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So holy shit.
So what did you think?
I'm just trying to find the images again because I can't. It's not even a full day after you sent them to me, and I'm already like struggling to remember everything. But I think the biggest thing for you and I is the X-Men 97.
Oh, absolutely.
Retro wave. Now, I am 100% getting Wolverine. I'm
getting everybody.
Yeah, like I'm probably going to get 2 Wolverines to keep 1 in the box.
Oh, I am too.
I love that box.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Bishop because I don't have a Bishop. The Magneto doesn't look that different to the Family Values one, so I don't think I'll pick him up.
Yeah, he's the only one who, like, it didn't really go. I wanted Magneto in the purple costume with the big white M. Yeah. That's what I was hoping they would go with, but maybe he starts off in the classic costume in the first show or something. I don't know. I think
Hasbro are smart to release him like that because there are people that want him, that want the reissued Magneto. So that's just money on their end. Gambit, other than a new head, I don't see anything new there to pull me in.
Right. Definitely a new head, and it looks great.
Yeah, the head looks great. I didn't bite on the last new headed Gambit, even though it had like additional accessories that I did want. I still think the animated Gambit that came out on the retro animated Gambit is probably the definitive one for me so far, even though I don't have it. The jacket's the right color. The hair looks fantastic, and the cards have the actual design in them. Rogue, again, she looks younger. I don't think I need to get her. I enjoy the color of her jacket. I think the color is fantastic, but I think in terms of what I have, I don't need to upgrade that one.
No,
I like the head. I just don't think the Rogue I have right now has the 2-pack with Pyro head, the ponytail one on.
I love that ponytail head. I think that's like probably her best head besides the J. Scott Campbell one on the original green leotard.
Yeah,
they were doing.
I see. Yeah, another one.
The new one. Yeah. I mean that head is perfect. It just doesn't have the bandana. That's the only thing that's missing. But I dig it. I like the whole wave. I like the redesigns slightly better. I actually, because I'm a freaking idiot, I picked up the animated Cyclops as soon as these were announced. I said, okay, that's fine. He went up on Big Bad Toy Store because he was out of stock in Pulse for a while. And he went up for like a slight markup on Big Bad Toy Store. It was like $4. And I was like, fuck it. Just get him.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a gorgeous figure. And I'm like, you know what? Just get him. But what I also noticed is none of these have cell shading.
No, I think they're going to redo Cyclops as well.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Cyclops' design is different, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It has no yellow trunks. So he's just a blue jumpsuit with the belt that breaks it up.
I can take that.
And I think that's what, yeah, I think that's why they didn't put him out in the first wave. Obviously, there's going to be multiple waves. So, yeah, these weren't a shocker because you knew they were coming, but putting them on the blister card again, Hasbro, I think, has really gotten to the point where they realize how much we absolutely hated the plastic-free packaging. They're just like looking for excuses to throw shit on blister cards now.
What's interesting to me is that yes, we weren't happy with the the full cardboard packaging because there's a lot of people who do like to keep things in the box and pin the box to the wall or have it displayed like in a using Ethan Page as an example. We saw when you see his toy room on his vlogs, he's got like an actual turnstile so he can look through the toys as if it's in a toy store. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that really you can't really do that with a cardboard packaging. No, a cardboard packaged figure, and you can buy it. You can think it's sealed, and you have no idea what QC issues are in there, whether it's actually the right figure in there, are all the bits in there, right?
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I understand why people didn't buy them. I definitely avoided a lot of the cardboard packaging, and in fairness, it makes it easier to just throw the cardboard out, which I think is what they're expecting people to do because it doesn't matter if it's in box or not. In fact, if it's out of box, is the only way you're going to find out if it's actually genuine.
Okay, you hear birds chirping now for sure.
Yes, outside, I do now. So
is it really bad?
No, not at all. I actually only heard. It's funny, so I'm leaving this bit in. Yeah, that's fine. Joe and I had talked and I said, I think I heard birds in your background, but I could barely hear him. So after we fiddled around with the audio for a bit, and now he's gone back outside, and I didn't hear birds chirping, and I'm sure you all didn't.
It's so
until
loud.
He says, "Oh, hey, I think you can hear birds," and there they go. Like the timing was fantastic.
So, yeah, great wave. Not a throwaway in the bunch. Getting all of them. I like Bishop's new redesign. I dig it. It's in between, the bald Bishop and the long-haired Bishop. It's in between. I like it. It's a simple redesign. It still keeps like who he is.
So I like the redesign. I just wish they also included an original head. Like either
for people who like
mullet. Right. Like that's my only issue with it. Otherwise, I think it looks great.
Yeah.
And the picture you sent me, I actually think the head looks fantastic. Some of them I'd see the head looks like the head looks really dumb. Like it looked really animated. I'm like, I don't know if I need Bishop that bad, but having seen it now, he does look a lot better.
Oh, he looks fantastic. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you first got the blurry pictures from like MCU Collector or whatever who was at the panel, they were like, or it was like the day before they were revealed, some guy was holding them or something. I think Jesse Falcon was holding them. And you couldn't see shit. I'm like zooming in, and all you could see was how good Wolverine looked, no matter what. I say this every freaking time. Like, to me, the animated Wolverine is the best Hasbro Wolverine. This is the best Hasbro Wolverine now because it's so good. That unmasked head is perfect.
Like, that is going to be a lot of people's definitive Wolverine.
Go-to Wolverine, for sure. Yeah. And the fact that they did no cell shading is, like, even better. So that's what not Dan Young, what's his name? Ryan Ting, because I watched the panel. The panel was very boring. I mean, they had to get through a lot of crap. But Ryan Ting was like, specifically, we made this wave for people who wanted to go back and get a Wolverine, a Bishop, a Rogue, and every classic in their 616 display because there's no cell shading. And the way that these were done, not only is it perfect to the animation, like the Wolverine head is perfect, but somehow it's so perfect that it can double as your 616 flawlessly.
Yeah.
And he said that's what we wanted to do.
Can. Like, those are brilliantly designed figures.
Yeah. Of all of them, I would say Magneto's the weakest. One, because he's got a freaking clamshell cape again, like that plastic cape.
Not only that, but his face under the mask looks really...
Something looks weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what it is about that face, but
not sure either.
Off. So
yeah, not sure either. They're all pinless, which I think is great.
Agreed.
You knew that they were gonna be.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Ting said that this is Hasbro's first all pinless Wolverine. I didn't know that. I thought the animated one was all pinless, but I'll have to look in the bin and you'll see when you get yours. But
Yeah.
here's the funny thing. You knew these were coming because X-Men 97's been in the works for a couple years now.
The Uncanny Wolverine is fully pinless.
Yeah. So, The Strike Force Wolverine. Yeah. So I don't know why he said that.
And I say that looking at him right now, like I don't see any pins in the elbows.
I didn't either.
Or the knees.
Weird.
So unless there's something else he means by, and he says that, but there are no.
I don't know. But that's what he made a point during the press conference to say it.
Like I don't see any pins in that Wolverine.
So I was like, okay, you knew these were coming. You absolutely knew these were coming. They were going to make toys of this. My whole thing is, why did you even waste the time with the subpar X-Men animated line, other than Wolverine and Jubilee and Cyclops, of course? That rest of that line is trash. Jean is garbage. Storm is gummy as all hell and garbage. Sinister's a straight repaint. Like, I mean, they're all just not worth. Even Morph's lackluster, which is why I didn't end up getting him, initially for both of us, because I saw him come out and I'm like, he's just not doing it for me. There's nothing special, and I'm pretty sure he's in the new animated series, so I think he's a member of the team.
I fully expect that they'll once you've done him once, they're going to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. So then the other big takeaway from the Hasbro panel, for me at least, was the 2-pack of Peter Parker animated and Smythe.
Oh, I know. Like I missed that.
That goes up today at 5.
That's insane.
That goes up at 5. I am buying that immediately, but it's going up for pre-order, so they don't charge you, which is great.
Yeah.
Because this convention has destroyed me just to start. Like, I mean, I have never. This is a convention that I feel like they packed 3 years worth of reveals from every company. It's insane. We'll get to NECA, but NECA passed, like, they're good for the next 5 years if they don't want to, show anything else off.
We this. I recently picked up the King Kong figure.
Oh, it's a great figure.
Like, ostensibly because I might get into some photography, and this is going to be a good, either villain for people, like a Savage Land type villain or something like that. But just playing with him, he's sat down on the couch next to me downstairs. I'm like, this is a fantastic figure. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I had him and the Mezco, and the Mezco one I thought was going to be superior. The NECA one's way better. One, the articulation's just so much better, but the Mezco doesn't capture it. I ended up selling my Mezco.
And so for me, like, all of the accessories you get with King Kong, you got a second head and 2 additional sets of hands, plus a stick, a pterodactyl, and some weird other thing.
Yeah,
it's still the price. So it was 42 Canadian dollars.
Yeah, that's about what it was.
Right?
I mean, it was like 36 when it came out.
And that's just it. Like, for $42, that's not that much more than what Legends are going for up here now.
I know.
And look at how much more you got in terms of, he's not solid plastic because they've got that overlay on him, which I think makes sense because it allows him to have that little bit more flexibility.
Right.
Like, it's a far superior figure in every way compared to what you get with a Marvel Legend.
Oh, it definitely is. And, like, not to bash on Marvel Legends like we do sometimes. Oh, the other good thing, takeaway? No Brood was revealed. I was like, sooner or later we get into it. And when they started talking about X-Men, I was so worried.
So I honestly, I was looking at the reveal of the Marvel Knights line. So for that, there's a quick recap.
We'll talk about that.
We had Daredevil in the current ninja-ish costume.
Run. Yeah.
You have the first ninja, which is basically a repainted hand ninja with what looks like a sculpted strap on the chest instead of the like the one that you could just take the sword case off, scabbard on and off. You had Blade, which he looks fantastic.
Looks really good. Yep.
I don't remember any other ones. Like, I guess
you had Clea. Clea from Doctor Strange. Yep, you had her. You had Luke Cage.
That was it.
Yes,
it is Power Man.
Freaking fantastic. No Danny Rand. I was very shocked. I figured that was going to be a 2-pack all the way, but they didn't have any Iron Fist reveal. However, there was only 6 figures revealed, so maybe he's the 7th. I don't know. And the other one I was shocked that they didn't reveal. I thought for sure Hasbro and Disney was going to get in on Frank Castle being, you know, the fist of the hand, or the hand of the fist, whatever, costume, to get all the Skull trademarks out of the way so that they don't move on from the Punisher. But he didn't get revealed. Instead, we got, you know, the Daredevil that goes with the new Elektra. And I was like, I like the Elektra. It doesn't blow me away. It looks really good, but it just like wasn't one that I was like, I need it right now, you know. But now that Daredevil's coming, I'm like, well, yeah, I definitely need it because they're gonna be a pair. But yeah, so there's that. And then the mindless one was, or the unnamed one, or something like, was it the mindless one? It was a Doctor Strange villain, was the Marvel Knights.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking at that thinking, I have no idea who this villain is. And
yeah, I think it's the mindless one.
Okay, that makes sense. If it's a Doctor Strange thing, that would make sense, just why I have no idea who it is. I did see a female Hydra Trooper, and then you have the Deadpool Bob 2-pack as well.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna order that when the convention's over, because it has to go up on Pulse. Right now, only people at the convention with a QR code and all that special stuff can get it. They said some limited runs will go up either Sunday or Monday. However, Detroit Steel, I could give a fuck. Like, what the heck? I'm like, everyone was like clapping. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, I've never heard of Detroit Steel.
No, looks fantastic, but I don't need it.
Yeah, I just was like, yeah. And then I'm trying to think, what else was there for reveals for Hasbro? There wasn't a ton, because they started with the kids line with the, you know, the basic figures. They went through that whole thing, and then they did the Magneto helmet, and then they got into X-Men 97 and the Peter Parker 2-pack, and then the Marvel Knights wave, I think, was how they ended it. Oh yeah, they had the tease for the No Way Home Doc Ock. You saw the tentacle.
Yep.
Which looks bendy, and it's like, okay, that's perfect. That is a must need. And then they had some like cosmic guy who's like all like translucent, iridescent, whatever, was revealed. I wasn't aware of who he was, but people were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe we got him!" And I'm like, "Who the hell is it?" Like, who are you people that are like, who is the person clamoring for it? But that's the thing with Marvel Legends. I'll give them credit.
And the thing is that we've said so many times before, right? Like, there are so many characters and toys and so many that you're not gonna know everyone. So people are gonna be excited for the Wolverine. I've just realized the Wolverine has his trunks come a little bit lower over his thighs than they do in the existing things. That's cool. But you get Wolverine, you get your Wolverines, your Alistair Smythe. Some people will be excited about, but others are like, who the hell is Alistair Smythe, and why is he with Peter Parker? Like, this makes no sense, right? So like, you're gonna get that kind of thing where there are some people are excited and some people have no idea what is going on. And
you knew once they announced the animated Mary Jane that they would not end that program without an animated Peter Parker. They had no absolutely. People would have lost their fucking mind if they didn't. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm happy with Smythe. Very happy, because the last Smythe we got was Toy Biz. Like Toy Biz from the animated line in like 96 or 95. Like the 5.5 figure. Like, that's the last Smythe we've got. The last Alistair Smythe. Now, we have never to this day still never gotten human Smythe in his chair. Like, never. No company.
No, we haven't.
Maybe it's not coming. But I'm okay with it. However, I really thought it was going to be Peter Parker and the Chameleon 2-pack. Animated Chameleon. I was shocked that they didn't go with animated Chameleon. And some people are saying, oh, that's the end of the program. But they didn't say it was the end. They didn't say it was the end. And then now, you know, because of, remember when they were like, oh, we're putting the X-Men VHS on hiatus after they only released like 6 of them or 8 of them? Now you know why they put it on hiatus, because they were pulling out 97.
Yeah.
But you're still at least they gave us Rogue up front. I was very happy to get Gambit and Rogue and not have to get like Wolverine, Jubilee, Jean, Scott, and everyone the same again.
And get the same. You know Wolverine's coming. You know that they're going to have a Cyclops coming. Like, I like that they did differentiate a little bit with what they had. We missed Lady Bullseye and Game of Earth. Iron
that
Man
was it.
is who we weren't talking about.
I don't care about Game of Iron Man.
No, I don't care either. Lady Bullseye looks cool just because of the additional weapons you get with her.
She definitely does.
But like honestly, other than Daredevil and maybe the Hand Ninja or the first Ninja, I don't know if I'm going to pick up that wave.
You're not getting Power Man?
No, because I don't have Iron Fist, and I don't.
He's coming.
He's coming, but I don't have a desire for Iron Fist.
Okay,
And
I love Iron Fist.
Yeah, like I'm trying to be selective with what I do pick up. Like Daredevil, maybe Hand Ninja, I'll pick up because that can work with whatever.
Yeah.
Blade is standalone enough that I don't mind getting him. Like I have no intention of completing the Build-A-Figure. No,
I don't care about the Build-A-Figure whatsoever. So for me, it's going to be Daredevil, Blade, and Luke Cage. Those are going to be my 3 takeaways from that because I mean, Luke Cage looks fantastic, and when you finally get a Power Man with the pop collar, that's going to be like the fucking best, man. Like. Can't even wait for that because it's coming for sure. Maybe he'll be a deluxe. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe Danny Rand will have all kinds of hands and energy effects. Like, you don't know. Yeah. But I still felt like as much as they were all hits for the reveals, there wasn't a lot of reveals from Hasbro for Marvel Legends. Like the last convention that they blew me away was when they did PulseCon and they announced the Strike Force team and like all those waves was like, it was an hour long and it was boom, 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 hit after hit after hit after hit. Like for San Diego Comic-Con, I really thought that they were going to like drop the thunder, you know? And they also didn't announce the HasLab. That's obviously coming on PulseCon in September. And I think it's wise because Cat's Lair and like all the other shit that dropped would have really stole the thunder.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that they're smart in only revealing like the HasLab at their specific con because that's what people are going to go.
Yeah,
like that's what you're going to go looking for, and that's going to pull the viewers in.
Yeah, and also you got to figure so September, right? That means it will be it's the end of September. That means going into October will be the funding. So right now it won't coincide with the Cat's Lair and all the other shit like the Ghost that's coming out this weekend. All that stuff. And I think that's wise. It's about time Hasbro actually was like, you know what? These guys only have so much in their wallet. Let's not pepper them with HasLabs at the same time. It's unfair to make them have to sell organs. So
let's at least be somewhat intelligent about what we're doing.
Now, I guess to be fair, we probably have some Star Wars viewers. I love Star Wars. Absolutely. Nothing that was revealed for the toys did anything for me. Not one iota. It was more repaints of troopers and holiday shit and an Ahsoka that looks exactly like the Ahsoka I have in my room right now, but she has no clothes. I was like, it's San Diego Comic-Con, guys. Other than the Ghost, which people lost their minds for the Rebel Ghost ship.
Yep.
There was nothing. I really thought, and like even in my group, like the people that I talked to with Dan Who and all that, they were like, "Oh, you're being a downer." I'm like, no, I really thought Hasbro all around was kind of a meh showing, except G.I. Joe is today. Now G.I. Joe is gonna crush it. Like a couple things leaked out. They're gonna absolutely smoke it. They do so well. And then Power Rangers is today too. I really, other than like an amazing Megazord that's like really like 3.0 quality, nothing's going to do anything for me. But let's talk about what did something for me. So fucking the first piece of coverage I've got from San Diego Comic-Con was that picture of Cat's Lair. And that thing was just an absolute showstopper. I had to pick my jaw off the floor and really like wipe my eyes and make sure what I'm looking at was what I was looking at, because you read the dimensions and all that stuff, but when you see it on that table in that like row, it's just massive. Like I've never seen anything that big for a playset. Never. Like that's bigger than Barbie's dream house. Like, it's insane how big that thing is.
Insane. It was absolutely crazy.
It's like 52 inches when it folds out from both sides.
Like that.
And then when you
absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and it's like almost 37 inches tall. Like, it's taller than Galactus. It's wider than Snake Mountain. And I got to give them credit on this one too. Like, really, I have a friend. He did the principal photography for it, but he was giving me like nothing. He just told me, Joe, it's big. It's big, big, big. And yeah, I wasn't prepared, but the fact that they were able to keep it at the price of $650, like, I thought that thing was going to be $1,000, maybe $1,100, $1,200. $650, that's unbelievable. And yeah, you got to pay $100 shipping for it, but the thing's gonna weigh, the box is gonna weigh like 40 pounds. So like, you have no choice.
I was gonna say, like, ultimately the shipping price is very fair given the weight of what that is gonna be.
Like, yeah, it's $100 flat. They're not charging you anything more than that. Now, if you tried to go ship that to somebody in the States, like, just, from me to like New York, that would cost me well more than $100 based on the dimensions. So like, yeah, I think they're doing a great job. And it's a 2-month window. That's unheard of. Like, these crowdfunders usually do like 30 days, 40 days max. They did a full 60 days. And they've got payment plans and all that. Like,
they've learned
stunning
how to do such a thing with with the feedback that's come about, like, hey, if we do it this way, payment plans, an additional time for people to figure out, can we afford this? Can I afford over time? Right? Like, that's the kind of thing you want to do.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, other than that, I saw nothing from Super 7. Maybe they have something today or whatever, but like, did they need anything else? They literally just bam, dropped it and said, here you go. They didn't show any new G.I. Joe reveals, no Turtles reveals, like nothing. They were just like, here we are, Thundercats. Boom. We're going to go home now. And they won the convention as far as I'm concerned. They don't
need to reveal much more than that.
Nah, they opened up strong. But then, so that was the first wave. That was the first thing I saw. And I was like, okay, let me catch my breath. Fuck that. NECA just started putting out like fucking dozens of reveals. Like, boom, 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 boom. If there was ever a question that you're going to get every single person who ever appeared on the 1987 Turtles cartoon, 88 Turtles cartoon, there's no question. You're going to get every single person, iteration, everything. And to double that, if there was ever a question that you were going to get every single character who's ever been in live action for the Turtles, like, dude, you got the Doctor, 2 versions of the Doctor and the Professor from Secret of the Ooze. 2 versions of him. You got him in his like hard hat and jumpsuit, and you got him in his lab coat. Like, oh my God, they went with everything.
It's absolutely nuts how much they put out for everything. Like, the Universal Monsters line that they've got going on. It's insane.
Yeah, they had the Leo as the creature from the Black Lagoon, which looks fabulous. I'm picking him up. They had Raph, who is the werewolf. I liked that Raph so much better than the Frankenstein's cool. It was a good concept. It's just not my favorite design for the turtle. I don't know. For some reason, it's okay. But yeah, they got that. Then they got the regular Universal Monsters line, which they just put out Count Orlok from Nosferatu. Then you've got Gargoyles, which they put up Armored Xanatos. I ordered him. Then you got, it was just, they didn't stop. They got Flash Gordon with Sam Jones, like live action figures. Not only Flash Gordon, but Ming and some winged guy from the movie. And they're not done yet. I'm just like, oh my God. NECA's been quiet on the socials for like 2 months straight. Usually they would do Turtle Tuesday or like NECA Tuesday. They did nothing for 2 months. Well, I see why. Yeah. Because they've just been bees working away. And which makes it really hard for me, which is, I've got to find a way to finagle all of it. But the Turtle Lair goes up next month.
I had no idea.
The NECA Turtle Lair. Yep. It goes up next month. It's not a Dio piece for the show. That's the turtle lair. It goes up next month, and they have it open for like 3 weeks. And they said it will be like, I think, $250. And what will happen is it's like 2.5, almost 3 feet long. It's basically, it fits directly under your street scene. Have you seen the NECA street scene? It's like 2 tiers.
I think I have, but I can't recall if that makes sense.
Okay, so it just, that stacks right on top of it. So you basically have the above ground and the below ground. And then it's modular. So like what comes out next month is part 1. It's the living room. Then they've got part 2, which is like Donatello's workshop. And then part 3, I forget what else it is, the training room maybe or something. But like it's modular so that if you stacked 3 street scenes across, it would be 3 layer pieces below. Or you could just have 1 street scene, which is what I'm going to do, and then 1 layer. I don't think I'm going to go in and get all 3 pieces of the layer. 1, I don't have 9 feet to display that. 2, I don't have, yeah, exactly. 2, I don't have, the capital to be spending $250 on layers every couple months. So it's like, I just couldn't believe what they put out. And then the thing that got me the most, and I was like, all right, NECA has blown my doors off and I'm super excited. I said, but if they release a 4-pack of the Archie Wrestling Turtles from the comic book, I'll freak out. And they didn't reveal it on preview night, but yesterday I'm just like thumbing through, and all of a sudden I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh my God. And sure as shit, they're like 4-pack coming in the fall. I'm like, oh my God. Like they've literally done everything. Everything. I mean,
everything.
God, they even did Shredder's throne, made of car parts from The Secret of the Ooze. That didn't even make it into the movie. It was cut, but it was on a trading card. They fucking made the throne from the trading card.
Wow.
Dude, insane. The only thing they haven't made right now is Vanilla Ice from that movie. And I know he's coming. He has to be coming.
I would be shocked if he didn't.
Yeah. They're going to work some kind of deal out. I'm guaranteeing it. So that was NECA. NECA just destroyed it. Also, my next favorite, the 3 companies that got me was NECA number 1, Super 7 with the fucking Cat's Lair. But Mattel killed it too. I cannot tell you how stoked I am for animated Origins figures from the Filmation designs.
Yeah, they look amazing. Like absolutely stunning.
And if you notice, go look at them. You know how like the current Origins, you can either have them squat like the 5.5 or extended just a little. These ones have not full scale, but the legs are longer. So it's a less of a squat thing, and they still have articulation. So I'm like, oh, I can't wait for those. And then the fucking Masterverse stuff that was just trickling out, like that Evil Lynn from the movie. Wow.
Right? Like that's astounding. Wow. Absolutely brilliant, that kind of thing. What they had there.
The sculpting on it, though.
I know.
I mean, dude, go look at what they did for Dolph Lundgren. I didn't pick him up because he looks brutally bad. I wonder if they couldn't get the likeness or something. But Evil Lynn looks. I thought it was I only saw the face at first, and I honestly thought it was. I thought it was a bust.
Yeah. Like I thought it was much bigger than it actually was.
I was like, oh, this is a cool statue, and then or a bust, and then all of a sudden I zoomed out and I'm like, it's a fucking figure. I'm like, holy shit. Because like the Frank Langella Skeletor, they crushed that. I'm picking him up soon. I'm just waiting, playing the long game. Because for some reason, as good as Masterverse is, they all go on clearance eventually. Like they do.
They really do.
I don't understand it. It's not that the line's not popular. It's just, I don't know. Maybe there's so much of an abundance of it that it just, whoever gets, like all the people who want it got it. And then now they just got like overstock. But they're not slowing down. And like, the trap jaw looked great. The Mecha Neck from the Masterverse looked incredible. And then I saw a sorceress in like some kind of battle armor or something, but I don't recall that from the cartoon. Do you?
It was Teela at the very end, I think.
That's what it was. You're right. I was gonna say it doesn't quite look like Sorceress, but that's right. When Tila became the Sorceress, you're
Yeah.
right. That makes
But
sense.
it looks like they've also got another Battle Armor He-Man coming out.
And he looks great.
He does. I don't know how I feel about the head, but like it's I wonder where that's fitting in. Like, is that a new Eternia again, which doesn't make sense because you've already got the one new Eternia,
Right.
or is
Right.
it Revelations? Like, is He-Man going to wear that in Revelations at some point, and that's the new Revelations He-Man?
If I had to guess, I think it's He-Man in the upcoming cartoon.
I would
I think.
agree because it's also given you it gives you the chest piece, so it looks like that battle armor is fully
Yeah.
like you can take all of it off, sort of thing.
Yeah. And then yesterday they released Gwildor from the movie. Now everyone hates Gwildor. I do. Because we all wanted Orko in the He-Man movie. But Gwildor looks fucking fantastic. Like, as much as I don't like the character, he looks amazingly spot on. Like, I wish they would go back and redo the Dolph Lundgren He-Man. Like, I have my Super 7 one, which is really, really good. And that's what I kept, and that's the one that goes for a lot. But I would like to see them revisit him because they just flubbed up the face so bad, both faces. They just did a terrible job. So, I mean, if you can do that with Evil Lynn, I want you to go do another swipe at, He-Man. That would be great. But I'm like, are we gonna get a Courtney Cox figure from the fucking movie? Like, you're getting everything. It's
That would be
insane.
nuts if you did.
Dude, that would be crazy. I'm hoping we get the skiffs though. Remember the skiffs that they rode around?
Yep, I do. Yeah,
That I would love. I give me a He-Man on the skiff if you're gonna redo Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, give me a He-Man on the skiff. I'll buy it as a deluxe. I'm cool with that. But those were mine. Like, what blew you away? Like, besides what we talked about?
Honestly, we've kind of gone over a lot of what astounded me as well.
Yeah.
I definitely haven't seen as many pictures because just with the internet issues I've been having, haven't been checking online as much.
Right.
But yeah, no, like I was super happy with the look of the Wolverine, some of the Masterverse stuff that's coming in. Like, I absolutely love the turtle stuff. I don't think I'll get any of it because I don't really have space to collect it, but it looks amazing. It looks absolutely fantastic.
So far behind on Turtles at this point where it's like, unless you're going to get like a handful of like, just a set of the movie characters just to have as representation.
Right. Like, that's just like unless I find a set that works for what I want, like just a flat four figures. Yeah, it's never gonna happen. Like, it's never gonna happen. Right.
And NECA made liar out of me, of course, because I was like, okay, after Mona Lisa 2-pack, I'm done with animated turtles. There's nothing else I need. Oh no? Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh my god, I need 20 more.
You need all of these. So,
however,
I said that's often the way of it, though, right? Like, we always will, just come and go, find what you want, see what you don't want, and that's
who I was surprised didn't blow things away, and maybe he's saving it in typical Todd fashion.
I was gonna say
was McFarlane.
Yeah,
like I didn't really see too much that hasn't already. Here's the problem: he's revealing something like every single day when it's not Comic-Con. So like when Comic-Con comes, it's all the shit that's been revealed for the past like 3 months because he has it all in hand. Yeah. But like there's like one or two new things, and you're like.
The one thing that we haven't touched on that I was actually quite excited about is the Jada Toy Street Fighter 2.
Oh my god! Yes, thank you for touching on those.
So I haven't found Ryu yet.
I have to get you Ryu if I find him.
Yeah, if you find him, yeah.
It's hard to find.
Oh, that's just it. Like, so Ryu, Ken, those are, my god, they look fantastic. But then
I didn't know you were such a big Street Fighter fan. I freaking love Street Fighter Turbo.
Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo was
the game. My favorite.
Yeah, same. But that's what me, my brother, my friends who played that all the time growing up. We did go to X-Men versus Street Fighter when PlayStation came out, right? Like, but then that was around a time where that group of friends, we just stopped hanging out and playing games together as much as you do. So Street Fighter 2 Turbo or Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, that was the one that we played
Oh, yeah.
so much. I
Dude,
don't know if we were ever actually any good at it. Like, there was a lot of button mashing that happened more than anything.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, half the time when you're a kid playing Street Fighter. So
yeah, of course, or any of those 2D fighters. But
yeah.
I hated as a kid when like any of my friends picked Dalsim because they just spam you with his super stretchy arms and legs, and you're just like.
I would always do the whenever that was someone picked our team, I would go for Ryu or Ken and do
With the Hadouken.
no. I did a jumping hard kick over it, and that would land
Oh,
on
yeah.
and then you sweep, and
Yep.
it's like if you connect with the first one, they usually can't block the second one, or they'll try and block it, and that's fine. But they block. You wait a second and then sweep. Right, like there's always a way to get over to get past the spammy leg stretchy things, but yeah,
dude.
I
They look so like Cammy and Guile and Bison
mhm.
look amazing.
They look
They're
so good.
all pinless. He has to be probably one of the smoothest articulated action figures I've ever held.
Yeah, Guile has pin. Like, these may
Does
just be
he?
prototypes. Yeah, so Guile, DJ, and Cammy look like they have pins in their legs and arms at least.
It's just prototypes then. There's no way
That's
that
just
they're.
it. Like, it's just got to be prototypes because
Yeah.
Dalsim doesn't have any pins in his legs,
Yeah. Well,
right?
Dalsim is next. So it's like the next wave is Ken, Bison, and Dalsim. Those three.
Yeah. So those
Guile,
are
Cammy, and DJ are the third wave that
so
hasn't been up
yeah,
for
like
order.
Fei Long doesn't have pins, so I think you're right. Like, they've got to
No.
be prototypes or early versions
Yeah.
thereof that they're just getting ready. So
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned them because I would be remiss if we didn't
yeah.
mention them. But like Guile's my favorite. He's always been my favorite, and he
Mm-hmm.
just so good. Like I had the Guile Storm collectibles figure a while back, but I ended up selling it. I did love it. I kept it in the box, but he was worth so much that I was like,
Can't
he's in the
justify
box.
keeping it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he went with nothing. I had nothing else for him to pair with because Storm Collectibles is that weird scale. It's almost like 1/7 scale or something like that. So they were just taller than everything, wider than everything. And I was like, all right, I can have him fight like Darkseid or Doomsday, but that wouldn't make sense. But
Yeah. And that would look like a smaller Darkseid and Doomsday. So
but the Storm figures had a much more realistic look to them. They were like real world not real world, but like more realistic than they weren't video game avatars.
yeah.
These like right down to Ryu's eyebrows that like make no sense. They're so bushy. Like they're perfect. They're
Yeah.
fucking perfect representations. And the accessories you get with it, like you get the stand and the Hadoken, you get the hands. The Hadoken has the hands inside, so that like when it's leaving and you have like the ghost hands with the
Mhm.
Hadoken. I mean, dude, they're just perfect. Bison's gonna have a fabric cape. Like, I mean, Jada they're not a new company, but for getting
No.
into action figures, because they usually did like the metal stuff, like the metal miniatures and things for a long while, and like movie properties. For them getting into just action figures, they're really killing it. Like, I didn't pick up any of the Universal Monster stuff, but I did like the Dracula. He looked really great. However, they knocked it out of the park. Like, and for the price point, they're keeping it there right now. They're crushing it. And then you got the Mega Man figures, which look stellar. Like for $19, yeah, I'm in for
Yeah.
all the Mega Man stuff. I'm like, Jesus, the little company that could right now, they really came along. But I was really kind of shocked that like Mezco, I think they're going to do some reveals today, but they had nothing that you haven't seen or pre-ordered like 2 years ago, like up except for Duke. They showed Duke. Duke is the only new thing I saw for GI Joe, and that was it. But Mafex had some amazing offerings. I don't know if you saw it.
I did
Did you
not.
see any of the
No.
Mafex?
No,
Oh,
I
I'll
did
send
not.
them. So they did a Daredevil on the Nightwing buck and painted him, and he's perfect, classic red Daredevil. They did Superboy from Return of the Superman, and they did uh,
Eradicator, classic Eradicator with the clear visor and everything that you would want with the cape. They did a Scarecrow from Hush. They did the Riddler from Hush. They did who else did they do? They did Scarecrow, Riddler. I know they did others. Marvel, they did the most amazing Jean Grey Phoenix I've ever seen. Like her in the green and gold.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I'll send you these. What else did they do for Marvel? Oh yeah, I gotta show you. They're doing what's it called? Age of Apocalypse line of Mafex. So they got Wolverine. You won't be able to pass up on this Weapon X. He's incredible.
Damn it.
I'll send it.
Yeah.
That might be your first Mafex.
It could well be. I don't have, like, that's just it. Like, I've so far resisted the urge for Mafex, but
Yeah, this one might break you. But like, so they did good, but they were quiet, right? They didn't have a panel or anything. It was just like through social media, people walking around. This is what they saw. Boom, done. Mezco's supposed to do like a panel today or whatever, and we'll see. But so you got GI Joe, Mezco, and I think Power Rangers is left. But like, I was part of the sideshow con for like Hot Toys. I was part of that for 4 days. Dude,
oh, nice.
They only had like no. I was just signed up so that like
you
would get
right,
offers and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, if I was part of it, I would have told you.
I was gonna say I was surprised I didn't hit, but yeah,
I thought they would have like they usually go hard with reveals. They only had like 3 or 4 figures they revealed for the 6 scale, and I ended up getting 2. I ended up pre-ordering both Peter and Miles from the Spider-Man 2 game. I ordered both of those, and they come next year. So, are you still there?
I am still there. I was just
oh yeah, no, but so like they didn't blow me away, which is good though. To be honest with you, I was really glad they didn't drop like Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman and like all the Michael Keaton stuff, because then I would have been fucked. But at least, you know, it was slow. So I was like, all right, that's good. But yeah, I ordered a lot for pre-orders. A lot. Like luckily most of it was nothing down except for Sideshow. But man, I think I made a list. It was like 25 things I ordered so far. And then I'm ordering the what's it called? Peter and Smythe today.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll probably look to get that as well, but I may not rush to get it right away.
Yeah. So just to let you know, like you can go on Hasbro Pulse and pre-order it. It won't charge until like October or November when it comes out.
I should probably do that.
Yeah, I would. Or if you want me to order 2, I'll order. Well, they might limit. I don't know what they've been doing.
Yeah, I'll leave it with me, because if I don't get it, I don't get it. I'm not going to be perfectly upset about it. Like I know eventually it will come around. So
yeah, the Doc Ock and Aunt May still hasn't sold out. I was pretty shocked at that. And then Green Goblin and Mary Jane is still up too. That ships next week.
See, that one I don't. I feel like I don't need that one as much. Like the Green Goblin and Aunt May,
Mary Jane,
Goblin and Mary Jane. I like that's. I don't think I need that, because I already have a Green Goblin, and
you have a superior Green Goblin.
Yeah, like I'm happy with that one, and so then you're getting the 2-pack for
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane, and I don't care enough about Mary Jane.
No, but we need. Good thing you don't smoke, but we need a Peter.
Oh,
like,
we that's need a Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that's my definitive. Like when I think of Peter Parker, I think of that voice in my head from the cartoon. Like, let's just take a second to appreciate how amazing the voice cast was for the Spider-Man cartoon. It was so
unreal,
fucking good, you know. But yeah, I think we've covered just about everything on Comic-Con. If not, it will come to us for part 2, because there's still a little bit more. However, before you go, you watched Dynamite, right?
I did.
Okay, I have never been more mad that I hadn't been in Boston Garden than I was this week. WrestleMania, all the crowds that we've heard this year, dude. Have you heard a more rabid crowd than for Adam Cole and MJF that entire time they were out there?
No, like that was so unbelievably fun.
Mm-hmm. Even the dance off, which was stupid and all that shit.
I enjoyed every minute of all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so sad because I love him as a fucking goofy face. He's just so good at what he does.
He's brilliant.
Like he has no right at 27 years old to be this good at every single part of his character. Like
No.
even on Twitter, like all the callbacks to Hulkamania, I think is fucking hysterical. Like when he was talking to Adam Cole at the Kowloon, and he's like, there I was in the Saskatoon Silver Dome. And he's like, Max, you've told this 1,000 times. He's like, what did he say? MJ, I forget, the Maniacs, whatever, the devil worshippers or something. I don't know, but he like did a rip off of Hulk Hogan with Andre the Giant. And it was just so good. And then he put out a post that I retweeted, and I don't retweet shit, but I retweeted it because he said, here I am doing the best dive in the history of the sport and sports entertainment. And like, it's a black and white photo in the garden, and it's Boston Garden, but the way he did it was like an old newspaper. Like it was from like the 70s. And he said the old garden, which is bullshit because it's the brand new garden, but it's just hilarious, like how good he did. So I put simply I was like, what a throwback to the greatest moment in the history of our sport. Like it's just, he's so fucking good that it makes me so sad for next week.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think FTR is going to lose.
I don't think so.
I want them to. And I never bet against FTR. But like, I want Adam Cole and MJF to be tag champs just for a little while. Like, I want the goofiness to continue. You know what I mean? But
I
don't see it happen.
I think that would be fantastic. Like, absolutely brilliant to have that.
Could you imagine the pop if they actually do win the belts?
Oh, it would be insane.
It's going to be otherworldly. But
it would be
I'm sorry.
Brilliant. No,
that's going to be Wembley though. Like, you got to figure that the rematch between Adam Cole and MJF is for Wembley. You have to figure that. Unless they have like a crazy big tag match with them defending the belts, which I would love. I don't think they're going to keep this team after next week. Like, you saw MJF with like, you know, obviously the look after Adam Cole got out of the ring because Adam Cole grabbed the belt and stared at it too long.
Yeah.
I thought of all the directions that they could go, the one that's going to probably end up happening is MJF's going to turn on Adam Cole, which is fine because you would expect it, but you're going to be sympathetic when he turns on him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be like a supervillain story again. It's going to be like, I trusted you. I let you in for the first time in my life. I have a friend, and this is why I don't have any friends, because no one is as good as they like. He's supposed to be the heel, I'm guessing, but it's going to turn out that you're going to like fucking be pissed at Adam Cole for ruining the fun.
Yep.
And man, is that going to be so good if they have the balls to go with that instead of just a weak ass heel turn. I just want that because it's the one time you could see MJF, like, I don't know. He's so good at what he fucking does.
People want to cheer him so bad. So bad.
So bad. And it's just like, friggin', he's just so good at what he does. It's insane. And like, he's so good at protecting kayfabe.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to figure that there's a human being. I think what we're getting in the ring right now, what we've been seeing for a couple weeks or for the last month, I think that's a glimpse of who he really is.
I think so.
I think because how could you be the biggest asshole on the earth and everyone hates you but still works with you? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's no way you're that much of a douchebag. You have to have some good qualities. And I like them playing Fight Forever and like, oh my God, man. Everything is just gold. Like, Dynamite killed it. And I enjoyed Blood and Guts was a bit too much for me though.
So I thought that the three of the four matches we got on Dynamite could have easily been main events.
Oh, of any pay-per-view. Any pay-per-view.
Obviously, the one I'm talking about, for those of you who aren't aware, was the Britt Baker versus local talent was just whatever.
You needed that, though. She needed a really strong win because they honestly need to put the belt back on her. She was red hot and white hot when they had her running shit. The women's division has been really floundering.
Yeah, it's not doing as well. Like I think they're missing Jamie Hayter and don't really know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Saraya is all over the place. Like, she's just not what I was hoping that she would be when she came back. And I mean,
I think she might still be
injured,
or they're protecting her because she's not in the ring anywhere near as much as.
No, not at all. Very, very spottily is she in the ring,
and almost always as a tag team.
Yeah, but let's talk about the last thing we'll talk about. Let's talk about Blood and Guts. Listen, I love hardcore. I love good like brawl and all that shit. Can we please stop with the fucking forks and screwdrivers in matches? I wince the moment they're in somebody's hand.
I think that's the point. I don't disagree with you. Like I feel like if like the bed of nails oddly made me wince less than, because if you've ever actually stepped on or walked on a bed of nails, you're not like, it doesn't actually hurt as much as it looks, which is the point.
Really?
Yeah, because there's, it's like, put your hand on a hairbrush, right? Like if you push your hand on a single point of a hairbrush, you're more likely to go through because all the pressure is on that one single point touching your skin. But if you put your hand on a hairbrush, it's not gonna go through unless there's a significant amount of force behind it, because your body is landing on hundreds, dozens and hundreds of points. Like your weight spreads out, so it always looks a lot worse than it is, which is why I think thumbtacks are usually not as bad as they look, despite them clearly sticking into skin. They're not as bad as they look for that reason. So
yeah, dude, because I was like, what in the living fuck when I saw the bed of nails?
Yeah,
I was like, good God. And then the crowd, man, when like Wheeler Yuta didn't get thrown off the cage, they were like, boo. I was like, only in Boston would you want somebody to die. Like, just nuts.
Yeah,
I don't know if you.
I was happy that no one fell off his cage, because that way you're not setting it up as who's going off the cage this match.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm not the biggest fan of Blood and Guts all the time. Like the first one they ever did, I thought was weak as fuck when Jericho took the bump onto like the padded whatever that he still broke his elbow. Like I still thought it was just such a shit match. But this one was unreal. Like unreal. And perfect cap off to the end of that Elite versus BCC.
Like the Elite win, and it's John Moxley who surrenders because he's protecting Yuta. I thought that was really good. Like,
I thought it was great.
Like they know Yuta will not give up.
Yep. And I also thought that they didn't air it, but if you watch on Twitter or you go on the socials, the handshake and everything afterwards.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't air that. They should have done that. That would have been a good end cap to the feud. Like it would have definitively ended it, and also like I can see that almost not fully turning the BCC face, but having two people walk out on them, and then it's a 5-on-3, and they didn't give up until they had no choice. Like that's almost like your Austin face turn again.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is
more of a they were never really heels. They were just trying to test the Elite to see how good they were.
Yeah. And then you've got, what is it? Collision tonight. That has no chance of living up to Dynamite this week. There's no way. I was astounded at what we saw on Dynamite. Like that is, when people say tag team wrestling can't be a show carrier, yes, it can. That's how you do it when you have a team like MJF and Adam Cole, or you have the Usos, and you make great storylines, not just, okay, we got two guys against two guys. Like, it's just, oh man, it was so magical. And
I'm like, wow. Every time I think, Dynamite might be in the shitter, they pull an ace out like that, and I'm like, damn. But that is pretty much everything I figure we would cover today. We both got our things to go do.
Yep.
I'm gonna obviously watch some Comic-Con coverage before I leave. There'll be more to talk about for sure, but
we're not gonna end how we normally would. We're just gonna put a pin in it.
There we go. Put a pin in it.
I was about to do the welcome back to those two geeks, and then realized this is just part 2. So there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're not editing that.
No. That was the reintro to it.
Exactly.
Right. So we said that we'd wrap up San Diego Comic-Con. There wasn't a huge amount of reveals on Sunday, or even honestly on Saturday or Sunday that I wanted to talk about.
Except for G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe blew the gates down, dude.
So I completely missed all of the G.I. Joe stuff. I was too busy oogling over Cat's Lair.
Oh my god!
Stop. And Cat's Lair is astounding, and the more I look at it, the more I'm like, man, if I collected Thundercats, I would have that.
I know.
I was looking at the funded or the crowdfunding page, and again, so it's the 29th right now.
Yep.
It is showing at
like 8% funded.
It needs 3,000 backers to get there. 22.49 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 4. You can do 4 interest-free payments or 58.67 a month for however long that's going to take.
Right. And the 58.61 sounds fantastic to me.
Right, exactly. So it's incredibly affordable. They have payment plans. I mean, is there going to be some form of interest on the latter one? Probably. Because they didn't say there wasn't. Honestly, I don't mind paying a bit more if I can pay it over time.
Right.
Like that's just how my logic goes. Now, obviously, I understand not everyone is going to be the same way. That said, did you already back it?
Not yet. I'm gonna wait until a little bit longer because it's been a tight month.
Especially if they start taking anything out initially, right? Like you don't want to. Yeah. No, I get it.
I'm not worried about that Key of Thundera. I don't give a shit. Like I'm fine with it. I just want the base offering.
The Key of Thundera is cool, but I don't.
Yeah.
Like, all right. So again, before we go in it, like I'm not getting this because I don't have any Thundercats. I think it's fantastic. I just don't think it's a thing that I would make use of. Right. That said, the Key of Thundera, I really wouldn't have any use for. Like, I don't see the need for that, right? Like, is it a thing that you hang on your wall, or whatever, right? So
that's exactly what it is.
That said, to completely contradict what I said, it's a fantastic early bird for those that want it.
I agree, because it's one of those like Easter eggs that people will enjoy.
That's the kind of early bird that you want, one that you don't have to have, but makes it better. It sweetens the pot.
In this case scenario, right? Mm-hmm. It makes so much sense to pay this as long as possible because, one, it's Super 7. Super 7's like Mezco. This thing, you're not going to see it till the end of 2024, early 2025.
Yeah, they say shipping in October 2024, but let's assume it's going to have delays, right? Let's just assume it's going to have delays. So honestly, I'm fine with delays if it.
Me too.
If you actually get it, like unlike the Kickstarter that I backed for Valiant for an Eternal Warrior graphic novel that's been significantly delayed.
Right.
But we won't get into that today.
Apparently not, but it is on your mind. Mezco 89 Batman delayed?
It was meant to ship in November.
Okay, you're coming up. Well, I mean, you're 3/4 of a year.
Uh-huh.
Not quite as bad.
So, but again, that's a rant that we'll get into another time because I just think I need to look into that anyway. So that is not a today rant.
No.
I know. We had today is this recording was going to. It's the ironic thing is, folks, this is actually our normal recording time. We didn't get a chance to go through the week, so. That said, like we're trying to do it really quickly because we both got a time limit. I don't really have any further thoughts from San Diego Comic-Con. I did see the trailer for the Marvels.
Yeah.
when I was at we went to Haunted Mansion last night, which I really enjoyed.
That looked good, Haunted Mansion.
Yeah,
I was interested in it.
I really enjoyed it. Now I'm a big fan of the ride anyway at Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a good movie. It had a lot of cool nods to the ride, but nothing that wouldn't make sense if you hadn't ever ridden it.
Right.
Yeah, just overall really enjoyed it. The trailer was on before that, and I realized how much I love Iman Vellani as Ms. Marvel when I'm watching a trailer. She is. I think she is by far going to be the star of that show for so many people. But again, we'll probably end up talking about the trailer again once we've had a chance to digest it a bit more. Yeah, I don't really have anything else about San Diego. There's nothing I can think of.
For San Diego, I can wrap it. Like, Saturday was their reveals, the rest of them. Sunday really was nothing. I can't even honestly think of one reveal. So for Marvel Legends, they didn't really bring any guns out on Sunday. I mean, on Saturday. What they did was they revealed officially the Shield agent, female Shield agent, and female Hydra agent 2-pack. Okay. And then they told you that you could get you'll get the exclusives on Hasbro Pulse if you weren't there. I am very lucky I'm part of the Who crew and that community that somebody at the convention gave me a QR code and I secured Deadpool and Bob like that night.
Nice. That's fantastic.
So I have them. Really Saturday was all G.I. Joe day. G.I. Joe crushed it, man. So the releases and reveals that they came up with, there was about 20 reveals. And off the top of my head, they released Torch, Ripper, and Buzzsaw from the Dreadnoks. Those were the big ones for me. Those are coming to round out with Zartan Zarana. And I know, what's his name? You're G.I. Joe guy. What is Zarana's? Is Zarana and Zartan's brother?
I don't know.
I
actually can't think.
Guessed.
Yeah.
So okay, so them
people will be screaming at their phones at us right now, but I got nothing.
Yeah. Then they revealed more vehicles, non-HasLab vehicles for the GI Joe line. So they have the Techno Viper with, I forget what the vehicle he comes with, but it looks amazing. And then we got the G.I. Joe Vamp with Clutch. And basically what that is that's their Jeep, their 6-inch scale Jeep, like a full 6-inch scale Jeep for, so you get a couple of those to flank your HISS tank, like to go against the HISS tank with all the missile effects and everything. Then they revealed they teased a classic Duke, a classic Scarlet, which is needed. And they're like classic colors and classic deco. Who else did they have? The Crimson 3-pack, which is the Crimson Twins and Baroness. That's going to be a PulseCon exclusive in September. Do you realize PulseCon and Toy Fair are 2 months away?
No, I did not know that.
So PulseCon comes out and Toy Fair is a week later.
I think we're going to see, I assume we'll see the HasLab revealed at PulseCon.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said the reason that they didn't do it at San Diego, and honestly, whether it's the real reason or they just were going to get smoked, I think they did a great job by praising the Ghost, the HasLab Ghost for Star Wars, which are already funded, by the way.
Really?
Oh,
Good. I'm happy.
I'm very happy that Star Wars got a W. So that's the news coming out of the con. They got the W. They're on their way to their first, tier. They did the smartest thing. All the tiers are the crew of the Ghost.
Yeah.
So
I have so many thoughts on this. So let me do it really quickly. So I know we're moving on, and this is going to verge into, this is going to verge into moving on anyway. The fact that it funded early, I think, is partly due to the fact it's a vintage collection vehicle, and there's a lot of people with that already. I would be stunned if we don't get, at the very least, Kenan Yaris as a figure, which is the Unlock 2. And then
I think we'll get everybody.
I think we'll get everyone. Yeah, because you've got the Ghost, you've got Hera, General Hera is the base level, and then you got two, 3 more. I would be
Kanan and Zeb.
Yeah. So I think this is going to happen. Like I think you're going to get all of it. Is what I mean.
So what's smart is you're getting them on like vintage mural cards,
Mm-hmm.
and so what I know that the Ghost is from Rebels, the Clone Wars offshoot.
Yeah.
However, what I didn't know is that the Ghost is going to be featured in Ahsoka. That's why this thing is funding so quick, because
that
the
would make
Rebels
sense.
are going to be featured in Ahsoka too.
That would make sense. That would be that's going to be so cool.
Yep. So Ahsoka's what, a week away? Because Secret Invasion just ended.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
By the way, it's really good, like really good. It just doesn't stick the landing. That's the only thing it doesn't do. Other than that, Marvel's got to get better at sticking the landing on these MCU shows. But it was really good. Like
there's not been many that have by the end of it, I'm like, man, that was amazing. Like,
no,
I don't like sitting back now. The ones I think are the best are still probably Loki and WandaVision.
I agree. The first two. For me, it's the same thing. Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but it definitely suffered.
Yeah, it didn't stick the landing again, and it had a weak villain.
I think the problem, again, we've gone over it so many times, but the problem is that it was edited so drastically because of the pandemic. I think that I really enjoyed Ms. Marvel, really enjoyed Moon Knight.
Yeah, they didn't stick the landing though.
Yeah, there's just certain things like, okay, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it too is that you're not like Moon Knight, at least I think was stood alone in and of itself because it was very self-contained and you're not expecting to see him anywhere. Whereas everything else is part of a chapter to something else. Do you know what I mean? Like it's Ms. Marvel is leading you to the Marvels.
Of course.
Moon Knight, you're like, oh, this is just a show I can enjoy on its own, and we did.
Yeah, it wasn't as far as the interconnectivity of the MCU. Like Secret Invasion is very much interconnectivity of the MCU.
Oh yeah.
But what it made me want is a fucking. I need to now get the Disney Plus Samuel L. Jackson figure from this. I love this look with the eye patch and the trench coat and the beanie, and he's like super grizzled. Like I just love that old man Fury look. It's so good.
Yeah,
and I forgot how good Ben Mendelsohn is. Ben Mendelsohn is fucking awesome. Like he is just amazing as Talos. He really steals the show.
He does. Yeah.
Emilia Clarke is good too. She, it's amazing how they can take actress as beautiful as Emilia Clarke and make her average looking, because she's very average looking in this whole show. You go like, isn't she Khaleesi? And then you're like, oh my god. Like you find yourself double taking many, many times. But that's pretty much San Diego Comic-Con. It was a year where they blew their nut on preview night. Preview night was like where everything opened up the floodgates, and then everything kind of just fell downhill.
I wonder if it's not that so much as the things we were looking forward to were preview night.
Yeah.
And then anything after that, we're like, that's cool. It just didn't grab our attention the same way.
No. I mean, it was a wonderful con. It was very successful. And as far as reveals go, overall, probably the best reveals I've ever seen at a San Diego Comic-Con, pound for pound across all companies and brands. Just incredible.
I would agree with that.
Pivoting from that, I am going to do for the first time ever on our channel and our channel, we are going to have like an intergalactic crossover, because it's a kind of an episode of Joe on the Go with Alex and Joe and Mr. Donnie Wonderful and Mr. Joey Business from the Smart Tank Revolution. And we're crossing over.
Ooh.
And because both of us right now, Donnie and I, we're covering New England Fan Fest, where the guest of honor is Kane.
Glenn Jacobs Kane?
Yes.
Dude.
So we're hoping, I'll send you some pictures from him.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, but we're hoping to get an interview with him. That's the big get. We just picked up our press passes.
Nice.
So, but I figured what a great night, because tonight, you know how much I'm looking forward to this, Alex. Collision. the Golden Boys versus FTR. Now, I happen to be in the car and on the phone with the two biggest FTR marks on the planet. You guys are the biggest FTR marks on the planet. I'm here to tell you right now, they don't hold a candle to the Golden Boys.
We understand that you're a prisoner of the moment of these things, so we're gonna let that slip of ignorance just slide.
Yeah, no, I don't see the Golden Boys taking this tonight. I really don't.
So you see it ending in heartbreak for me.
I do.
Whoa.
Because I think that makes the most sense for the story going forward. Is that MJF has already given Cole guaranteed a rematch, quote, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
So I don't see it making sense for them to have the tag belts, do a rematch, and then what happens if they split up and then they're arguing, right? Like,
yeah,
they would be at best transitional champions, and it wouldn't make sense. Whereas to have FTR absolutely steamroll over them, kick out of the legendary double clothesline, and almost play heel most of the way through to the fan favorite Golden Boys.
So let me get this straight. Hold on one second. So, Joey, you just want to see this pair continue.
Absolutely. You're telling me that I shouldn't be on Shop AEW right now and I should cancel my Better Than You Bebe shirt?
Oh, no, I want to see the pair continue. I just don't think it is.
I don't think it can continue past them not winning the championship.
Mm.
Really? So they roll out all this merch for this special occasion, and it's only a seasonal deal? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
If they don't win tonight, it's completely over.
That's right.
There's no revival, pun intended.
Nope.
On the Golden Boys.
No.
Nah, fuck the revival. So here's my thought on the rolling the merch out. It's no different than when you go to a concert with the date to the tour on the back. It's you're buying the merch for a moment in time to remember that moment in time. And the moment in time we've had with the Golden Boys has been absolutely fantastic, but I don't see it coming to an end. And I can absolutely see them rolling merch out just so that people will buy it. And they're like, oh, look, it's all over.
This is good because you just edified how the importance of that T-shirt now. So after tonight, you realize that what you have on pre-order, right, Joe?
Yes.
That's going to be a collector's item because you're not going to get this ever again. This is like the last stance this will ever happen.
Oh, it's breaking my heart.
Wow, that was short-lived.
Championship, like, come on, just give us the feel-good moment. Yeah, let them take it tonight in a shock, and then FTR gets it back in like a month or 2 weeks. I don't give a shit.
Where at Wembley? Because you can't like what will FTR do at Wembley?
They should be carrying the Golden Boys bags. Is what they should be doing.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Question for both gentlemen. What will FTR be doing at Wembley?
My theory. I don't know who they're going against, but my theory would be that they're defending the belts somewhere along the line. Whether it's about against. I didn't see Rampage, so I don't know who won.
No one sees Rampage.
Yeah, so I don't know who won the. I watch Rampage, especially when it has like the Royal Rampage or something like that on.
If it has Wheeler Yuta, you'll watch it.
Say that again.
If it has Wheeler Yuta, you'll watch it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Wheeler Yuta.
Is everything wrong with Wheeler Yuta?
You know, the next episode of the Essentials will be on Wheeler Yuta.
This is great. See, this is kind of like having a substitute Matthew, you know? But no, okay, good question. So what would FTR, the Hardys at Wembley? Did you just close your eyes in disgust?
See, the Hardys make sense.
Exactly.
And the reason I say that is because the Hardys are still a big draw, even though their careers are winding down, given the style that they wrestle in. I can see FTR versus the Hardys at Wembley as making sense because you want to get as many big draws in as you can, right?
Both of you would be great politicians. Like you guys are literally selling that the Hardys would be great against FTR at Wembley. I have nothing against the Hardys. Nothing against the Hardys, except for the fact that the work that they've done over the last 12 months, 12 months have been mid to subpar at best.
Did you say it was mid?
I love you, Matt and Jeff. If you ever hear this, you're saying.
Well, then you think they would go back with the Bucks versus FTR again at Wembley? And I don't want to see that.
They've already dropped the ball on the significance and importance of that rubber match when they refused to have that rubber match when FTR gathered all the tag team titles. That's when it should have happened. That's when it had the most heat. There's a video on our channel where I talk about that and I discuss how the significance of that storyline had it went through, and I compared it to the Usos and Sammy and Kevin.
The real greatest tag team on the earth right now, the Usos.
Well, you're all in on this.
I'm all in on the Usos. I'm Team Bloodline.
You're drinking the Bloodline Kool-Aid all the way. Hey, I like this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a complete 180 from where he was 3 years ago.
All right, so Alex, you are in agreement that they are not going to win. My heart's going to be shattered tonight, and I'm going to be crying in my my pickle juice, the jar of pickles.
I fully expect you'll be crying into your pickle juice.
God damn. And Donnie, you think I'm going to end in heartbreak too?
Yes, I think you're
so. Despite what I've just said, I can see it making sense that if you're not crying into your pickle juice at Wembley, you get the rematch. Because then you save MJF versus Adam Cole for the next PPV.
What would be the next PPV? All Out? No, that we
all
had
in.
Full Gear.
No, it's they're doing all Out, All In like a month later, I think.
Oh, All In is Wembley, isn't it?
No, All Out is Wembley.
All Out is Wembley. So then All In would be afterwards. Okay,
it's like a month later. So like that, like I can see FTR regaining the titles at Wembley.
Okay.
I think FTR are leaving Wembley with the titles, whether they have them going in or not.
Yeah.
Right. Like so. That way you've got.
Wembley.
I'm thinking it's going to be Kenny Omega versus some like Will Ospreay 3 if they do that.
Okay. Final question for you folks. What would one Bill Phil be doing at Wembley?
Ricky Starks?
No. Wembley?
It's a good match.
I could see it because it pushes Ricky Starks to the next level. And I think
about a Samoa Joe match?
You just had that.
I know, but
yeah.
what about
they gave it away in what was that, round 1?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so how about
round 2
Mega versus CM Punk?
I don't think you're going to get that because it hasn't been the build up for it. I think you're going to get Omega versus.
You need no build up for that. You need no build up. Just go to.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But that's why I said it should have been, and it should be, if everybody played nice together and did what's best for business.
That's right.
It should have been CM Punk FTR against the Elite.
Yeah.
It has the build up already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My dream match, obviously, we've covered this multiple times on the show, Alex, is Kenny Omega versus CM Punk before CM Punk gets injured, retires, packs up and leaves, like whatever. I want that match before he has a chance to get out the door.
Well, if you were backstage at all, you would have got that.
But I know we're both on a time crunch. We've got to go inside. Do you have any final thoughts, Alex?
No, I don't. Like, I know we're all coming up on the time crunch, and any final thoughts we have, as always, will inevitably lead into more discussion. Yeah, no, I got nothing.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, intergalactic crossover. Probably a one-time only, but
never say never, because we always say one time only. The next thing you know, we do it again.
True.
So.
That's true. We're once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime, many times on our topic. But I'm gonna let you go. Gonna sign off, and I hope you have a great day.
Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.